Hey, welcome to another episode of Legion Elite Motorsports. I'm your host, Isaiah. And before we get started, I wanted to show you guys my new merch. So check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments. And you'll be able to get a hold of me at the Facebook address in the link below. And definitely check it out. Super limited, super hot. A lot of good products for adults and kids. So check it out. So I'm gonna roll that now, and then after that, we're gonna dive back into the Mirage build. Okay, excuse the noise in the background, but line everything up, and it is identical. This one is the new one, this is the old one. And this one has the upgraded lightened up mod. So these are identical, same size gear, same little protrusion as this one. Everything is the same. Let's go to the back. And this is what I was talking about. This is new. And this one's from 2001. And you can see they're using different materials to accomplish the same thing. So I'm pretty sure the reason they started using these materials is because it's stronger, better, and it'll get the job done efficiently. So yep, this is like a stainless steel. This is like a iron, something like that. Pretty decent. And this is actually perfect. The alignment marks are identical. So if you count the teeth from here on the inside, they are identical. So this is perfect. I'm still gonna keep this one, but this is what we're gonna use for sure. And then it has the little pins in there, which if you lose it, they're very hard to find. At least I couldn't find it, but very hard to find. And yeah, that looks perfect. So we're gonna add it into the equation and take it from there. Okay, so now I have the keyway in, I have the pulley on there, well not the pulley but the gear, and it's aimed directly at the timing mark, which is, this is another timing mark too, letting you know it's at top dead center. And basically you're going to take this out, make sure you clear the disc, and then put it back in. So slide it in, bolt it on, and I have the bracket. We're going to put that on next, tighten this down permanently, and take it from there. And also we have the tensioner right here that is brand new, of course. We're going to use the old spring, so that needs to be cleaned, but the spring is going to go into this groove and into this groove right here. So that's simple enough, and basically what it's going to do is it's going to push on the timing belt once we get to that point, but I want it all the way loose so I can actually get the belt on and then tighten it once it's in. So we're gonna leave this without the spring for a bit, and we're gonna move up to the head studs. So just the same way we put in the bottom ones is the same way we put in the top on the threads down there. Allen keys, slide them all the way down. After that, we are going to slide on the head, but we put on the head gasket. So let me take the head gasket off and show you some features about that. So here we have the head gasket. This is exhaust side, this is intake side. Exhaust side kind of steps out a little bit. Intake side is flat all the way across. Kind of a rule of thumb to let you know which side is top and bottom. This side is the top and this side is the bottom. You can tell because I got some ARP lube there, but that'll come off, especially when the engine warms up. But if you look at the ring here, this is a perfect spot for the O-ring to bite into, right up against it. So it's gonna come out really well. So 2-layer metal. Alrighty. Alright. So 2-layer metal, and this will definitely knock it out of the park for what we're trying to do. I've seen and heard some people actually make upwards of 550 horsepower with the original Mitsubishi gasket without O-ring. So because we have the O-ring, it just adds a little bit more security and longevity to the build, which is exactly what we're aiming for. So we're gonna slide this on. Okay, and with all of that in place, we are ready to put the head on. Super exciting. So the surface on the head has been redone. So we're good to go, and we're not gonna torque it down just yet. We're just gonna place the head on. The head is 2 pieces, so I have to take it apart, and I'm gonna show you guys what that consists of and take it from there. Okay, so we are going to take off the upper half, and you'll notice there's 2 different sizes. So the 12 millimeter and 10, and the 12s is what allows you to lift the upper tray. So all of these have to come off. And then the 10s is for the actual cams, to take the cams out. But we are just lifting up the tray. Once we lift up the tray, we're actually going to take the cams and re-lubricate them and then put them back. But we're not there yet, so let's get this tray off. Okay, so all of the 12s are removed, including 2 10s, one here and one here, just for good measure, I'm pretty sure. And now we also remove the spark plug covers, and now the second layer is ready to lift up. And this is the upper layer. Comes out together. And this is the bottom layer. So we have the original head studs in here, which we no longer need, but I'm gonna hold these and put them aside. And we are going to just wipe down the top here, because this is held and sealed by silicone all the way around. So we're going to do that when we're ready to apply the upper portion, which we are not. And as you can see, there's oil that flows through here, and especially in this area where the solenoid is. Nice, unique item. I think Mitsubishi did an outstanding job with this unit. But of course, this was back in the day. But definitely keeping it old school. And just checking out the head. So compared to the single cam, this one is actually wider left and right on each runner, and it has no EGR port over here. That's the only thing that differs from the single cam intake manifold going onto the twin cam head. It actually does fit, but you would have to cut this portion off, the EGR portion, and pretty much you can port to match this one, but I don't think you'll have enough manifold on the single cam to match up this one. But I happen to have the original intake manifold for this head, so we will not run into that issue. But the exhaust port is exactly the same. Nothing changes from single cam to twin cam Mivec. So let's slide this head on and take it from there. And there she sits, looking 100% good. I'm going to clean up this surface as it sits. It'll be a little bit easier. I don't want to get anything on the titanium valves. This is the Mivec RS head. So, one thing I noticed is there's an oil pressure sensor here as well as here. So I guess that's good. You can check oil pressure in both places, because I know the solenoid for the Mivec sits in this area. So you got the water neck here, which I have right there. This one's just put on there loosely. We got a brand new metal gasket, which is exciting. And then, of course, over here we have some timing components. I have to get the piece that goes here to space out the timing belt. Otherwise, the tensioner is going to rub the housing, so definitely have to get that. And yeah, but what we're going to do currently is we're going to clean up the head more. There's a lot of stuff in here. I'm going to clean it up, and then we're going to put the lubrication on each stud, and we're going to tighten it down to torque specification, which is 60 foot-pounds according to these studs, but we're going to give it a little bit more. So that should come out perfectly. So stay tuned, we will be back. Also to note, the spark plugs that fit into these tubes are exactly the same as a single cam, except you need a thin-walled socket to put the spark plug in here because of these indentations on both sides. So keep that in mind. Make sure you get that socket, specialty socket. It's extra slim, and I just already so happen to have one, so we're good there. So it's going to work out perfect. Okay, it is officially torqued down. Okay. So these are torqued down to 70 foot-pounds, just like the main caps. So everything is looking good, and we need to start taking a look at some of the missing pieces and start getting that. I also need to get spark plugs, so I'm gonna get me some good spark plugs and kind of take it from there. But at least I need to get a spacer for that. Let's see, this piece you just actually silicone it together. And let me see, I think we have everything for this area. I have to put that on. We have to put the pipe in from here to the unit that goes here, which I have. I need to get the O-rings for it, so O-rings. And that's pretty much about it so far. So this is the underside of the tray that bolts to the lower portion of the head. And basically what I have to do is I have to clear out these valleys, get it ready for a new silicone, and kind of take it from there. So this one is a little different. You want to lay a bead. This is a little bit more meticulous, if anything. You want to lay a bead, a very thin bead. If you can't, then it would have to be a certain height. So it's a little bit more, just more in general. So I'm gonna clear this out and see what I could lay down and take it from there. Also, this is the other adjuster I have for the upper part of the timing belt. And I had this piece, I ported it out a little bit, and the rest of these washers I just kept front and back so it can get a good bite, just like that. And basically this one's adjustable, so it wobbles, and then wherever you put it and the engine likes it, you can keep it there, and it's done and done. So this is going to go right here on the head, right there. Okay, there we go. And basically what this will do is give us the power to adjust the upper half of the belt. We're gonna get back into the upper portion of the head. It's not silicone currently, but I am about to silicone it. And also you wanna watch out for this screw right here. And it stops right at it. So basically if you want to put the cover on, you can probably cut this portion out, because this fits in its proper position, but you want to make sure that you have clearance, because remember, this is spinning. So let me tighten this up a little bit more, and then it'll be good to go after that little adjustment. All right, so see that there, it'll be spinning on the belt, which will be coming this way and around all over the pulleys, around here, through here, and over the cams. So have that part on. Next, we're going to lock down the second portion of the head. It's been cleaned out. This area, I'm gonna just clean it up a little bit. Has a little over saturation of silicone, no big deal. Now normally before you tighten everything down, you want to adjust your lash and everything like that. This one's already been adjusted and it's perfect. And take a feeler gauge underneath, which you can see is kind of hard to do, but take a feeler gauge underneath once, of course, this is all torqued down. And you got to get an L-shaped one. So basically you come in here, swing it to the side, you see what it feels like, and then you adjust it with a flathead and a wrench, or an assortment of the both. They have tools for this, but probably the easiest way would be taking the cam out so you can get all of them loose, and then put the cam back in so you can get a good feel for everything. Make sure the cam is not pushing down, and then you'll be off to a good start. And yeah, that should be about it. But since that's already done, we're actually going to skip that portion, and we're going to work on siliconing the underside of this tray and getting this tray locked down permanently. And as you can see, this shows you pretty much exactly what I was talking about. This piece down here is not there on the twin cam version, and there's a whole lot of space on either side and a little bit at the bottom. This is the only even part, including this part. Everything else is way bigger. So I'm pretty sure you can port to match, maybe cut that piece off if you're planning on running the stock intake manifold until you get something better. But yep, just wanted to show you guys this. This is the single cam intake manifold gasket. So let's take a look inside. You can see it goes way out, and same deal on this side, and only matches right here, and it goes down on both sides in the corner. So yeah, subtle differences, but a difference nonetheless. But you can modify it to make it work for sure. But luckily I already have the proper intake manifold. So moving on. Okay, so the bead has been laid. Not the best bead, but should definitely get the job done. And we're going to plop the upper piece onto the head, and she should seal. Okay, so it is torqued down, looking at about like 14-15 foot-pounds here, and about 8 to 10 on the tiny ones, and that's pretty much about it. It's seated. Wipe up the excess all the way around there, and in the front. And she is all done. And with that being said, we're going to call that a video. But again, definitely let me know what you think of the merch. Contact me from my website. I need to upload and update that, but contact me through there, Facebook, and comment below. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next episode. We still have more to build. And remember, knowledge is power.